women are facing on a daily basis are still alive and well, despite the awareness, despite the laws. We are still having these challenges. What do you think is the solution?
Okay, so women are still being raped, women are still being abused, and the abuse of women is just carrying on day in and day out. And people only use the 9th of August to recognize the abuse of women, and I feel that's something very important, because women should not only be given recognition on the 9th of August, they should be given recognition every single day.
Amen.
Because it is every single day that women are ambitious, it is every single day that women are themselves, it is every single day that women are actually independent. And that's something very important. And men need to understand that it is not a woman who emerged from a man's rib, it is he who emerged from a woman's womb. And that's something very important. And they also need to notice the magnitude of women's actions, because women need a seat at the table. And in some cases, if this is not available, then women need to create their own table. So that's something very important to me.
Yeah. I'm sure it equally concerns you, when I'm in terms of the challenges women are being faced with, in terms of the crimes, which Kofi Annan, who was a former Secretary General of the United Nations, said rape is a crime against humanity.
Yeah, that's true. So for me, honestly, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It makes me angry. Like, I'm not going to sit at home and say, and tweet or whatever. It seriously makes me angry. It aggravates me. The fact that even though so many women have been posting things, so many people have been informing people about how rape is just wrong, and how like this whole situation is something that we're not going to take in as the youth, that people are still going forth and doing it. I mean, Karabo Mokoena died a horrific death, but people are still raping women. A lot has happened. We found out that a lot of Hollywood celebrities were raping women, and no one was saying anything about it. #MeToo campaign is going on, but still we find that women are still being raped. I mean, honestly, it aggravates me. And I think that the solution to this is something that Sia, who is unfortunately not here with us, has shared with me before. He told me that the reason why telling a man that imagine if it was your sister, when you're talking about rape, saying that imagine if it was your sister, imagine if it was your mother, is that you're putting them in a position whereby they imagine that it's someone they're related to. I mean, realistically, if they can't imagine that, then to them, it seems okay. He says that, therefore, the problem is that we tell men, imagine that if it was your sister or your mother, and we don't tell them that in and of itself, rape and abusing a woman is just wrong. And I think that's something that men need to acknowledge, is that, listen, we're not shutting you out. We're literally not shutting you out. We're not telling you to step away from the forefront and all that. What we're doing is telling you to give us an equal opportunity, okay? I think there's a fine line between man hate and, for example, feminism. And what I believe as Unam Mjoli is that we're not telling you to get out or move out. What we're telling you is give us an equal opportunity. Because if we can't do as well as you do, I mean, we might as well do better. So, yeah.
29 minutes after 7 o'clock, my studio guest tonight on this Women's Day, Abigail Parabanath and Unam Mjoli, a part of the South African Championship winning team from Mountview Secondary School, and some interesting thoughts on both from both my studio guests this evening. So we now know what happened on this day in 1956. It's detailed in our history books. We promote it. We've given a national public holiday to make sure that we remember. We never forget what transpired in 1956. What does this day mean to you, Abigail?
So, what this day really means to me is acknowledging women for the fighters that they are, and quite simply noticing the magnitude of their actions. It is not just women of today that are crying out for zero tolerance of violence and zero tolerance of discrimination, but they are basically pleading and begging for people to stop discriminating against them and to stop gender-based violence. That's something very important to me. And also, women are the mothers of our nation, and they are the specific individuals of our nation who actually brought life into this world. And for you to take their life away is inherently wrong. So that's something really important to me, and what I hold close to my heart, and this is why we should notice them for the magnitude of their actions. So that's what Women's Day means to me.
And what's the significance of National Women's Day to you, Una?
Significance of National Women's Day to me. I think that, as Abigail has already told us, is that every day should be Women's Day. Like, every day should be Women's Day. But you know, I think that specifically Women's Day not only is to acknowledge the fact that, I mean, back in 1956, I think it wasn't easy to get that many women to leave their households, to leave their patriarchal households, to tell their husbands, yo, listen, I'm going out when we're going to march. So for me, it's acknowledging them first of all, but also it's just to tell me as a young female that, Unam, you're going to do great things on this planet. Even if it's not on paper that every day should be Women's Day, make it every day Women's Day for yourself, okay? Go out there every day, explore every venture that you can. I mean, I'm here on radio today and I'm only 15, so just do the things for myself. That's what National Women's Day means for me.